Welcome back to part 3 of New Super Mario Bros. DS. Why am I mini? Well, it's because, well, I can't show it to you right now, but, you know, the game has the multiple branching pathway thing going on with the game's progression, which is actually a really cool little thing I want to talk about, but essentially I had to use the mini mushroom to access a secret area, and then I could go in and I unlocked the level, and now basically after this, in part 4, we'll be tackling the secret world. It's not really secret. But okay, fuck it, I guess we're gonna miss that. But basically, I think the addition of having these branching worlds where it makes a lot of sense for a handheld game, because the whole thing about handheld games is that they're meant to be played on the go, where you're not really sure exactly how much time you have to play the game, because your fucking train or something, your bus might get there a little sooner than you expected, or whatever it might be, right? And so I think I know. Okay, that was the. Oh my god, am I fucking dead? Well, I'm not anymore. So basically, you have to be able to make the game modular. It needs to be able to change and adapt in a way, and so it's kind of tricky to do that. But this game, because its levels are its worlds aren't very long. They just decided, okay, screw it. They can probably fit in another world if they needed to, or they could take out a world. That's the thing, right? So if you feel like you're not gonna have quite enough time to you still want to get to the end of the game, but you're not gonna have enough time to do everything. Well, then you can just skip 2 worlds, right? And you just made a little fun little bonus challenge to access them. So I think that's really neat. It adds it not only just adds replay value and I wouldn't say it adds speedrunning potential necessarily, because, well, like, no shit, you're gonna skip that anyway. It doesn't really even count. Like, those might as well just be extra worlds. I'm obviously gonna be showing them off, because even though, again, I'm not really much for 100%, when it's this tangible, you can't really skip it, or at least I don't want to. Oh, fuck it, I don't want to skip that kind of content. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to completely leave out these worlds, especially because they're not that hard to access, really. It's just a matter of beating a level in a certain way. It's not very difficult.
It's so nice.
Here we go into the A level of this world. These are substantially more difficult than the normal ones. Now, I have practiced the stage a bit, so I think I'm going to have a moderately, not a super hard time finding all the stuff in it. Again, okay, every time it's like, oh, I'm not going for 100%, but then it's like, I want to get as much shit as I can. It's because it's a linear, closed-off platforming challenge game, so it's just so easy to get everything. It's not like some dickhead Metroidvania, open world, open-ended, whatever game where it's like, fuck you, try and find this, the smallest needle in the biggest haystack. It's like, no, it's just this tiny-ass stage that's super easy to clear on its own. Might as well go and do it, It just adds that little bit of extra incentive, extra reward. It's not like, and it's not mandatory. That's the thing. Some games are structured in a way where it might as well be mandatory. That's why I can't. Oh God, I really, really, really want to like Turok 2, for example, but I just can't stand the way it's designed. Like, I feel like it was made by someone who played Hollow Knight, 20 years before Hollow Knight came out, and I don't like Hollow Knight very much. I love the way it looks and all that, but I wouldn't want to play it myself, especially not for a playthrough. Maybe I'll play it on my own time, for fuck's sake, because I haven't really played it in a very long time, so maybe I was being unfair, I don't know. But this kind of game structure, like what this game is doing right now, is totally fine for me. I'm very much a traditionalist in this sense. So what you're gonna want to do is get this dude right here to, lay his bombs and blow that up, and that's gonna be the first one. It should be it's the first one. There you go. Save right there because I want to. I'm gonna kill the Koopa, and we're gonna try to find a second one. Look at that parallax effect on the God Rays. That's really nice. So we're just gonna keep moving through now, and that's a mini mushroom, and I do believe you need it. Oh, damn it. I think you do need it. If I remember correctly, there was like a section where, you're gonna fucking need it. I hate the mini mushroom. Like, it's a really interesting concept. It really is, but there you go. Get that. But it makes Mario so vulnerable, The thing is, it's this problem. Fuck off. It's this thing where, you see, I'm plagued by the fact that I grew up playing the kind of platformers where damage is very much not emphasized at all. What do I mean by that? Well, what do you think I mean? In Sonic games, when you take a hit, you lose rings, but you don't, like, you can just pick them back up. And so I've just grown so accustomed to this concept of hit points being something readily replenishable. And it also doesn't help that a lot of newer shooters do that. Actually, a lot of newer games in general. Now, granted, I haven't really played that many of those modern type shooters. Other than, like, you know, I played Modern Warfare 3 when I was a kid because I felt like, oh, it's really cool. You get to shoot the bad guys, you know, it's graphics. I'm surprised my PC was able to run it back then, to be honest. Oh, actually, no. I never played it on my old computer when I was a kid. I played it on, like, the laptop that I still have, basically. So, it's not that ancient, but still. So, it's not surprising it runs on that. I wonder if it would have run on the GT210. Maybe, because Infinity Ward's tech is actually pretty well optimized. At least, it used to be, you know, really well optimized. Even on console, like, I think the the console Call of Duties, at least like in the 7th generation, they ran at 60 FPS, didn't they? Like, yeah, they were slowly got graphically inferior to be able to allow that, but I think they ran pretty smooth. I wouldn't know because I've never, you know, owned any of the mainline game systems. But well, what can I say? I mean, it's like I've read a lot of generally positive reception when it comes to the performance of those games, at least. It's like they just put their heads down and went, fuck it, we're going to run at 60. Let me just check that. Yeah, we got everything. And I'm just going to keep going down the main path with World Free-2. What kind of level was this one? Was it the shitty No. It's the cool level. I forgot. It's one of my favorite kinds. Yeah, this one. And I don't need to be Mini Mario anymore. Thank God. I fucking hate Mini Mario. All right. Except, it just hit me during my practice run of this world. There's an area that I'm going to have to go back to as Mini Mario because of the way it's designed. There's a particular jump that I don't know for a fact, but I think only Mini Mario can make. I haven't tried it yet, that's the thing, but I'm fairly certain that, that I need to go back as Mini Mario because that's just going to be the only way. Sometimes goodbye's the only way. You know, I was in the tram yesterday, fucking traveling from one place to another, and someone was playing Linkin Park. But the thing is, it wasn't... Okay, it was One More Light. You know, the R.I.P. Chester song, basically, before he actually R.I.P'd. But the point is that I could tell they had no idea. Well, one, because it sounds totally different to the rest of their sound, but also because they just played some shitty-ass pop song before and after that. So I think what happened was they just had a random playlist or mix of just contemporary pop music, and that just happened to be in there, which really annoyed me because I was like, Linkin Park. Wait, hold on. Don't bother going in there. That green pipe actually has a secret area, but you don't need it. It's not mandatory to get the coins. So I'm just gonna skip that. I'm just gonna go down and collect these. So it's weird when those kind of things happen. I mean, it's rude as fuck to like blast music in public transport like that, but at the same time, you know, it's I enjoyed the fact that it was that song. You know, I actually recognized it and was like, cool, nice. Not the typical garbage people listen to. To be fair, it's still not like their best song, but you can't really hate it too much, especially considering what it means to a lot of people, you know?
So nice.
Alright, what do we have? Free pipes? You know how this works? So basically, both of these will send you in a random direction, and this one is the only one that actually sends you where you need to go, which is, of course, right here. This is I don't want to call it a very puzzle-driven stage, but it's definitely a little bit more, you're going to have to do a bit of thinking here with how you want to approach certain sections. So you got obviously got the star coins, and when you get the star coins, what you do is, to get them, you have to be in the right dimension, if that makes sense. So basically, look, here's what happens. That happens, right? And here's the problem, though. I now cannot get back to... I'm basically gonna have to take a hit, okay? Maybe there's a real way to do this section of the level, but as far as I know, I have to do this. Why? So that Mario stays on this plane, you see? Because now I can go over and grab the coin. I couldn't grab it otherwise. I would be on the other side. Oh, there's a place where you can switch. Look, they're off to the side, to the right. There's a place where you can switch anyway. God, freaking whatever. There is one more thing I have to get, though. And that is over here. Make sure not to get hit because you need to be able to break these blocks. Yeah, the levels are getting a little more challenging, but I like that. That's fine. Oh, wait, no. Actually, yeah. You can... That would have been the place to switch. Or maybe... Yeah, because if I had hit it from the other side... Doesn't matter because now we're here. I did it the wrong way, but I still got the right solution, so it doesn't have... I mean, it still got the right result, if that makes sense. So, that's fine. You know, the game doesn't use... Let's reset that. The game doesn't use these, like, switch blocks very often. At least at this point. I love how they look totally different to everything else in the game. It's really interesting seeing, like, games that, you know, were released so much later into a series' lifespan and seeing this mix of decisions that were made 20 plus years ago, god damn it, decisions that were made 20 plus years ago and then like decisions made recently, you know, because it's like these blocks don't match up with the art direction of the rest of Mario, but you kind of can't really live without it, and it's so weird to think, like, just the very, I've always... Oh, fuck. Oh, nope. That was a practice state, as you would call it. I would load up these... I would save and load these save states in other parts of the game to practice certain areas before I play, which clearly, it shows that I haven't been practicing much because I'm fucking terrible at this. Jesus Christ. Come on. There you go. So what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. The fact that, like, how different do you think the history of the video game would be if... Because, like... Think about this for a second. This is a game where you play as a fucking plumber hitting Koopas and, like, they're turtles. That's so... We accept that as so normal, and, like, there are so many things you say in a video game context that sound, like, completely, completely expected, and yet, if you take it out of context, it's, like, ridiculous. Like, for example... I watched this review of Conker's Bad Fur Day, and it's like the only time anyone could ever say, so I found the pissing sections really frustrating. It's like in real life, you'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But, oh, no, it's Conker. I know what you're talking about. You know, it's just so... It's bizarre to me, but at the same time, I get it because, like, video games are kind of... They've been a huge part of my life, and I can't imagine... Like, imagine, like, being, like, one of the first generations to witness the start of video games. You'd be pretty old now if you were, but that's crazy to think about. Now, hold the fuck up. There's a secret exit. I forgot about this. Alright, so there's a level that I have to show you guys that is over... Fucking let me show you my mouse. Over here, that I have to beat a secret level. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the recording, come back, and I'll see you guys with the secret level. World Free-B. This is the level I was talking about earlier that had a jump that I have no idea how you're supposed to make as normal Mario. I think Mini Mario can do them. But I don't know about this Mario. So what we're going to have to do basically is pretty much accept the fact that we're not going to get all the star coins right off the bat. I'm going to have to come back as Mini Mario. I'm probably not even going to show it because it's not really worth seeing. Like, you'll see the jump and you know what it looks like. You know what's gonna happen. What you have to do here though is actually really simple. You just go down, go into this pipe. It teleports you to a different area. There you go. And then you simply jump into another red pipe. And ignore those items, you don't really need them to be honest. Switch the screen back over, and there you go. So I gotta switch the screen again. Yep, gotta make a habit of that. Boy, good thing I made it a convenient short key that I could use. Short key? Hot key. Shortcut. Jesus Christ, man. God, I've been using fucking auto hotkey trying to figure out how to make, like, certain scripts. And the worst thing is when you find someone else's script and you just don't understand any of it. Like, there it is. This is the part that I was talking about. I have no fucking clue how to access this area without Mini Mario. Because, like, I think he can just about squeeze past there. Maybe those mini pipes are supposed to be like a hint. Like, oh, look at those tiny pipes. I bet I have to be tiny. So, basically, we can't get that yet, alright? I'll come back and get it later just so we can have enough star coins. And to be fair, I think the star coins are a little bit more than just arbitrary 100% bullshit. Because... you kind of do need them to get extra content, like tangible, real content, not just the 100% thing in the game because we just decided it's not enough to just beat the game. No, really, you get more levels. If I didn't have the coins that I have, I wouldn't be playing this stage right now. So I think it genuinely is worth it. Like 100% makes sense when the game in question has reason for you to do it. So either way, we're just going to move on to World Free C. And I'll come back later after I beat that level to get the coin there, because I am very annoyed at the whole, oh, you gotta get Mini Mario. Yeah, I know. It's just a challenge, I get it. But, okay, this level I think has this, the ugly bastard. Yeah, him. Fucking ugly bastard tag on whatever. Why was that a thing? Remember when like there would always be like this hashtag, or no, not hashtag, but just like a tag with a specific font of like from a particular kind of site, you know, like ugly bastard, where I guess that's a thing that some people are into. I have no idea. But every time I say ugly bastard now, that's the first thing that comes to mind. So, yeah, you're gonna have to just avoid him, as you would expect. The Cheep Cheeps making a nice little nice little callback to, you know, Mario 1, where they have, like, those bridge stages. Get that mushroom, and let's see, what do we do now? Oh, of course, this area. So we're gonna have to wait until this douchebag just fucking, yep, there, like that. And just collect this. What was I talking about? Fucking Turok 2? Yeah, Turok 2, you know, I actually, is the kind of game that just pisses me off so much because I want to like it a lot. It's so much more visually interesting than Turok. Nope. We're going all the way back. Oh, for fuck's sake, we're really all the way back, aren't we? Screw it, I have something to talk about, so it doesn't matter. It's so much more visually interesting and thematically interesting than the original Turok, which was kind of... Well, for the time it would have been really neat, but now it feels a little bit like, oh, it's a dinosaur or whatever. But Turok 2 is really cool, really unique. And I like how it's not just regular dinosaurs, these weird, like, mutant-looking things, right? But the game's structure is just... God, what I would give for just a version of that game where it's just normal levels where you run through them and shoot guys. Or maybe, like, the occasional off-the-beaten-path thing. But the thing about Turok 2 is that you have to get all these extra objectives, and you have to do it. You can't ignore them, they're not optional. They're called extra. I call them extra objectives, but they're not really extra. You have to do it to beat the game, to get anywhere in the game. You know what I mean? It's not like a super difficult game. It's just a really fucking confusing game, and that's not what I enjoy, right? I don't mind a game being plenty challenging, especially when I can kind of alleviate the challenge a little bit. Although I still think that a game can still be plenty difficult, even if, oh, you don't have to redo half a level when you die. It's like, no, I mean, like, again, as I was talking about this more recent... Well, it's not really that recent. The recent entry in the series, the Love series, right? This game, it's like it's a super pixel arty kind of platformer with like really minimalist visuals that look almost Atari-like, but okay, the sprite size, the sprite detail is still a little too high for Atari, to be fair. It's really weird when you like play old Atari games and they just feel... You can kind of tell the idea that they were going for, but they feel different. Wow, we're almost at the end. No, we're not about to do that. We have so much more to show off in this world. So just keep moving through. I'll come back to that other stage later. Don't worry about it. So where was I? Turok 2, yes. So basically that game, A Love Free, I mean, again, it comes from like the Love series. It was actually earlier. Like, it basically was one in 2012, and then there's a water level. I don't like these. But anyway... In that game, you can just place your own checkpoints, and that game is still hard. It's still hard, but it's never frustrating because you just get restart. So I don't really have a problem with using save states because they just feel like something that the game should have had anyway, because every modern game pretty much has like either super lenient checkpoints or a save system like that. Just like how every fucking racing game these days has rewind. You know, almost every racing game. All thanks to Race Driver Grid, you know? So because of that, I have no problem using save states in something like Need for Speed High Stakes on PS1. Because that game's handling is... You know, I played it a bit yesterday, and it's really not that hard. It's not that it's realistic, because it's really not that realistic. It's just kind of unforgiving when it comes to the... God damn it, when it comes to the sliding. You know? It's easy for your car to sort of... become a little bit unwieldy, but it's still totally manageable. The cars are plenty planted to the ground, and you can really just kind of... It's not as easy as something like, let's say, Porsche Unleashed on Porsche Unleashed on PS1 is it's insane how much of a contrast it is to... Nope. To the PC version, which is just fucking impossible, to be honest. And I was actually thinking of doing a focus on B. I still might do it. It's just, God, the concept of commentating over a racing game, for some reason to me is just so daunting. Like, I did it easily for Sonic All-Stars, but that's because it's like it's a Mario Kart type. I might just do a Mario Kart at some point, one of them, you know? Any of them, doesn't really matter. But with... like a real racing game with cars and like actual physics and driving where like you drive and you actually have to care about how you take corners and stuff, like in a real racing game like that, rather than like a party game but that it just involves carts. Actually, I think I'm gonna need this. Yeah. When that kind of game, you really... Well, fuck, what was I getting at? Oh yeah. So basically just really difficult in the PC version, whereas in the PS1 version, I know it's by a different development team, so that's why. I think Eden Game, like the Test Drive guys made that game, right? And so it has a much simpler, more arcade handling style, but I think it's actually it's totally acceptable, and it's, funnily enough, I think a little more enjoyable because of that. Okay, I've only got one of them so far. I never actually completed the stage of my practice run. I just kind of gave up at that point. I was like, fuck it, I don't want to do water levels. So now we're going to have to basically realize that we've missed a few, and I'm going to have to go back and get them, I imagine. Although this one... Oh, no. I know what... No, I know what you're doing, developers. You're going to have hidden one down. I knew it. I fucking knew it. My instincts were correct, but that was the last one, of course. So I'm missing one. We're going to go back and get it later. Don't you worry about it. I think after this one, we have a ghost house level. So let's go check that out. Let's just beat this level, and bada boom, done.
So nice.
Wait a minute. What are we doing in World 1-1? Okay, here's what happened in World 1-1. I realized when backtracking to get the mini mushroom for a different level that I completely forgot to take the normal path for the second level of the game to then get this level. So this is a level that I completely skipped over in Part 1, which is great, except Part 1's now fully edited and ready to go, and like I'm not about to fucking put this back into Part 1 because I can't be bothered, so instead... This is it. This is the third level of World 1, except, like, for real this time. Like, this is actually the one that it should have been instead of, you know, the one that I did because that was a secret level because I got the alternate exit. Except it didn't dawn on me that that's what you're supposed to do for some reason. So let's just go ahead and get all these super easy star coins. Oh my god, and I'm going to go back and be at the mini mushroom, do the thing, and you're not going to see that because, you know... It's all going to be off camera. It's funny when we say off camera, even though like no one uses a camera to record gameplay anymore, unless they really don't have a capture card for a handheld system, and it just can't be fucked to use an emulator. Apparently, I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I've gotten all the stuff. All right. Okay, hold on, I'm cutting in just a little bit. I want to point out some real stupid shit. So basically, I'm Mini Mario, right? Because I thought I had to be. Turns out, no. You were just supposed to fucking look here. Because this is like the one part of the level where there's no ceiling. So you just do this. Oh, come on, because look, I hit an invisible block. Because I was like, oh, I'm going to use Mini Mario to slide through. No. That's how you get, there's a star coin right here. But I got it now. Fuck, that is so annoying. Alright, whatever. Okay, see you later. On to our first ghost house level, and I'm Mini Mario because, well, for no reason whatsoever, actually. Because it turns out that freaking coin did not require him. I just had to do some jumping. Oh, wow. Way to reward me for my curiosity, game. So this is the token puzzle type stage in these games. Now, when I say puzzle, it's never too difficult. I can beat them no problem. And it also has these really interesting, unique enemies. And wasn't this the level that I think this was where the, okay, basically there was this thing on Twitter, was it? Where someone made up a fake enemy for the game that had this really weird, like, Croc 1 looking design, like Croc Legend of the Gobbos had like that. It looked like something out of that. And, it was like pointing at Mario, was like, oh, it's your fault, or something like that. I don't know. It was your typical, like, fake creepypasta type shit, but, like, in the modern creepypasta era. So we don't really call them that anymore. And, basically, I think this is the level where they placed him because it kind of fits with the theme. Oh, it's Boo. Look, it's spooky. What if I click on the Boo? Nothing happens. Alright, whatever. Oh, shit. There you go. And I'll just have to do some more platforming. It is primarily just a platforming thing. It's just that there's some more timed challenges and switches, and I probably fucked that up. Of course I did. But that's okay, because now I know where the coin is, so I can just go ahead and get it again, because the switch restarts every single time. That's good. Now I can just do this. Jump here. Whoop. Oh, you dick. No, we're doing that again. 1, 2, do. How do people come up with like the music for these things? I guess because it's like reminiscent of a clock ticking. I don't know. It's just all this, like, so much video game music. It's like the kind of thing where it's like, how does one come up with this piece for this particular thing, and why does it fit perfectly? It's like you can't imagine anything else playing at that point, you know? Just like how it's just ingrained in collective culture that that's like the underground theme of like video games, you know? You can't imagine anything else. Oh, shit. Okay, what am I supposed to do now? I've got 2 out of 3. I'm going to assume the last one is not going to be... Ooh. Very scary. Oh, fuck. Okay, now I know what to do. Run. Run, Mario. Oh, man, where does that come from? Oh, that's from Mario Teaches Typing, right? The whole, ooh, very scary. That right there. I'm hoping that the final thing, oh, they get shot out. That's nice. That the final coin is somewhere in here. I wonder how long this episode is going to end up being, because, you know, the game gets more elaborate as it goes on. And so naturally, there's more stuff to do. But I'm going to make sure that every single episode, I'm not going to bother with that anymore, is a full world. Because it just wouldn't feel satisfying otherwise. You know what I mean? I've always been a fan of that kind of structure, where if a game has a very rigid sort of, like, set piece, like, moment-to-moment oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I'm going to need... I know what I need for this. Load. Go back. Go here. I'm going to need... Nope, not that. Nope, not that. Yes, I'm gonna need this to break through. To break through it all, and don't look down, because that song is fucking amazing. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, you're 2 years late to say that. Like, it doesn't matter. You can always appreciate good music. It doesn't matter. Oh man, it feels so weird that Sonic Frontiers is now as old as Sonic Heroes was when this came out, or as old as Mario 64 DS was. That's such a weird thought. I don't know why. I think this is Mario 64 DS is one of those, like, evergreen remake type games where, like, it just kind of feels new, even when it's not new. Yay, I got the last one. I don't like how he automatically slides, like he turns into a fucking shell like that automatically. It's really annoying. And we're done with this stage. I've completely lost track of what I was talking about previously, but it doesn't matter, because now we're moving on to the final castle level for this area, I believe. So let's just... get through. Oh, that's really cool. I mean, like, slides into the thing, into the castle. Right. Yes, that's exactly what happens. And there's a... That's interesting. There's a cannon. I wonder how you access that. Maybe there's, like, a secret... Oh, there's definitely a secret ending. Secret exit. But it doesn't matter, though, because... Look. We need to go to World 5 before we can even go to World 7. It's interesting that, like... They're structured like world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, when in reality it's like one world 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and then it skips, whatever. Let's just move on to the final castle area, and we're gonna see if it's like real hard, or it's probably not that real hard. Oh, it's got water, because of course it's the water area. Rods. Those are nowhere near as menacing as they were in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's so weird, like, adding the new right at the start of the name, and it's like, you gotta keep remembering, you call it New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I mean, you could just abbreviate it, just call it, like, this is Mario DS, that's Mario Wii, then Mario 3DS, then Mario U, or something like that, right? Although, to be fair, Mario 3D Land that's kind of its own thing. You know, I've never actually played Mario Land 1. I think I played Mario Land 2 quite a bit. Although, funnily enough, my most strongly associated memories with Mario Land 2 actually aren't to do with the game itself, but rather with... You ever played Super Mario Crossover? That game's fucking amazing. It's this, like, fan game. Flash... It's not a... Is it a Flash game? I don't know if it's in Flash, but it's this game by these guys called Exploding Rabbit, I think. They went ahead and made their own original game as well that I don't know if it went anywhere. Was it successful? Like, did it even get made, or was it just a Kickstarter thing? Or it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's interesting. How am I supposed to get that then? If I can... oh, wait a second. I think I might have an idea as to what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna try it. But yeah, so you can change these sprites. Like, you can just change the tiles, the character sprites, the music. You can customize the game to your liking. Look, the main gimmick was the fact that, you know, crossover, that means that you got a bunch of different characters. You can play as Mega Man, you can play as Simon Belmont, you can play as whoever, right? And that was really awesome. But the best part was all the custom sprites, you know? Like, even the ones that were never even official, like the ones that were just straight up made for the game specifically. How do I... that is definitely a job for Mini Mario, right? I bet he can, like, jump on top of the edge without it... No, okay. I might be wasting my time again, but I feel like that's what I have to do. No, wait a second. Look. Aha! Now I know what to do. Okay, easy. I'm not gonna have to come back. All right, come on, Mario. Swing. Is this gonna work? Yes, okay, it works. His momentum works both ways. There you go. Easy peasy, man. It's not that hard. I like how that this pole doesn't fit thematically with this level at all, but it doesn't really matter. Where was I? So yeah, so the thing is you can change the themes, and so I remember using the... Was there a theme for Mario Land 2? It wouldn't be surprising if there was one, because the game had a full sprite set and everything, so they probably could have ripped those and put them in. I mean, why not? You know, it's just easy content. Definitely, you know what I love? There was a sprite set for, like, well, not only for these, like, made-up Atari versions of these games, if they were on Atari, that was really cool. That was very high effort, because, like, they had to make all of those custom, you know, all the new music and stuff. But they also had this, like, Mario Deluxe thing. So there was, like, this weird PC game called That's Where I'm Gonna Need to Be... Actually, no, I just need to be Tiny Mario, not Mini Mario. Let's try that. Let's go and take a hit. Ow. And we'll see what happens. Oh, no, wait. I totally have to be... Do I... I think I have to be Mini so I can jump fast enough. Because he can get up there, but he can't quite... He won't have enough time to do it. Oh, you know, fuck it. No, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this, alright? Let's try it again. Take a hit. Where was I? Yeah, so they basically made one that was based off of the color palette and, like, the musical sensibilities of, I could totally do it that way. What the fuck was I talking about? Easy. Of the Mario Deluxe, this weird PC game with, like, this Mega Man style scrolling where, like, it doesn't scroll smoothly. And there was, like, an alternate version because, you know, PCs back then weren't just Windows and Linux and Mac. It wasn't, like, standardized. You had all these different versions of different operating systems and stuff that worked in their own ways. And so it was very strange how different games were like that. Let's see what's going to happen here. I mean, I think I have a fire... Yeah, I do have a Fire Flower, but let's try and fight him for real. Like, you know, actually fight him. I'm assuming I have to wait until he jumps out, and then I stomp at his face, right? Come on, jump out. And I got fucking hit. Alright, let's try that again. He's gonna jump out first thing, so we're gonna... There you go. Oh, wow, that was a fucking... I like that. That was a really violent sound. Did you hear that? That was like some Hotline Miami type shit. Like, that crunching sound when you, like... It was more like a slap. It didn't play a second time, but that was awesome. That was a great sound. Editor me, turn that shit up in the mix. You gotta hear that. That was an insane sound. It was like it sounded like actually someone getting hit in the face. I love, like, uncharacteristically violent sounds in kids' games like this. It's just so out of nowhere. It's great. Oh, just getting dragged off again. No. Damn it, Peach. I literally just could not care, honestly. Alright, and we're done with that. We're not going to save because I can save on my own. Thank you very much. And that's going to do it for part 3. This was quite a long one. I imagine it's like multiple free 10 or so minute recordings. You know what that means? It's going to be a long episode, but it's going to be a long episode because it was the whole world. And now we're going to be doing world, not 5 actually. We're going to be going over here. Dude, let's click on that. To world 4. That's where we're going to be continuing in part 4 of New Super Mario Bros. DS. So I'm going to see you guys then. See you next time.